Welcome to another episode of Fly or Die. I'm John Biggs.
I'm Jordan Crook.
And today is Watch Day. We have 3 smartwatches, 2 specifically smartwatches. They're very smart.
One is like faking smart.
One is kind of like a half smart watch. There's a little bit.
Like it's like sitting in on the college courses, but it's not actually
really
enrolled.
So this is a $199 Basis. This is the $199 Metawatch frame, which has a metal frame, and this is the Pebble, which is about $150 depending on which version you get. This is the Kickstarter edition, blah blah blah. So,
what do you think, man?
To explain how these things work, let's explain what these things are first.
Sure, let's explain them.
So this one connects to, both of these guys connect to your phone, and you can actually get messages here. You can control,
Boop, boop, boop.
if you text me, it'll show up here.
Okay.
So while you text me, I'll explain. So this one is the Metawatch, which connects to iPhone or Android. This is the Pebble, which connects to iPhone or Android. The usability without a phone are fairly limited. So for example, the best thing you can really pull off is something like setting up a new watch face, which is kind of goofy. So that's basically it. There you go. So she just sent me a nice message. If a fart was visible, you'd look like a fart. Excellent, beautiful. So
that will just appear right on your wrist.
So
you don't even need
right
to
on my
pull.
wrist. So I really don't need.
You can get insulted
to get
from
that,
your wrist.
To get that important information, I can just get it straight from my watch.
Excellent.
So
both of those do that.
That's essentially all they do right now.
Do they get calendar and stuff like that?
They can get calendar. Sometimes your calendar will pop up and it'll appear.
That's fun.
But that's fun. So this is the Basis smartwatch, which actually has a little optical sensor here in the bottom, which tells your pulse. It also senses your perspiration and also movement, so accelerometer and all that good stuff. So if you put this thing on, I can leave it on for a minute, and then it'll tell me my pulse and heart rate. And you can see on the bottom the little light that lights up that senses the heart rate.
How battery on these things? This one's supposed to last, the Pebble's supposed to last a week, right? That's what it said to do.
This I pulled out of the box, and it's already dead. This I just charged today, so it's almost going to be dead. This is about 1 day of use, so it's about halfway through. So in terms of battery life, not looking too hot.
See, that's my biggest concern with this stuff, is because, I mean, I expect that eventually there will be more and more connectivity. That's not something I'm really worried about. It's nice to have text messages on your wrist, whatever. I can go for that, especially for $150 or $199. But if you have to charge it every night, I mean, that's what is turning me off from the Fuel Band. I was wearing that for a while, and it just kept running out of battery. It wasn't recording things. I'm like, well, shit, I'm not going to do it then. So I guess battery would be the thing that I would worry about the most. I mean, you don't want to have to, this is something you're wearing every day. You don't want to have to recharge it every single night. If you forget, then you're without a watch all day. I mean, that sucks.
And as a watch guy, I enjoy wearing something like this, which is sort of like nerd jewelry, which is the up band.
And it makes you look so cool.
It really makes you look amazing.
You.
And I also have a Fitbit in my pocket. Do I need this Basis watch? It's a poor watch in general. It's unreadable if the light is off. And all these guys are essentially in the same boat. This thing has has a shiny face.
And it's got that leather band. It looks a little bit more like a sturdy, it feels like a heavier, real watch, as opposed to these feel kind of plastic.
This is surprisingly light, and the screen is readable, I suppose, if you're into that. So the screen is
nice.
Better than these two. This is a horrible watch.
And this one's more customizable, right?
And this is a cool looking watch. In general, I'm really down on these smartwatches.
Yeah.
And I've just seen every single one of these things, and people really love the Pebble, people really love the Metawatch, people are really in love with the Basis, but I think people are going to be unhappy. They're going to wear the watch for a week, 2 weeks. It's going to run down when they need it most, and they're going to just put it back and get a Timex.
What do you think about the whole iWatch phenomenon? Do you think that Apple will get it right, or do you think it'll be just another kind of gimmicky
Somebody has to get
companion?
it right. Potentially Apple can get it right. Maybe if you had something that took up the same real estate that did a lot more than these things can. Right now, as these things stand, this is basically a pager that you wear on your wrist, which is kind of goofy. If Apple can really pull it off, I could say, yeah, fine. If somebody can pull it off, none of these have pulled off the smartwatch yet.
So here's where I stand on the whole fly or die thing. I'm going to give these a fly, but for this reason. I don't think that they're necessarily great products, but I think that this idea of having this connectivity on your wrist is enough of a value add to the consumer to pay $200 and buy into this gimmick. And eventually, it will get figured out.
My concern, I would say I would give these a die in terms of current technology. They're not solid, they're not acceptably long battery life, they don't have acceptably long battery lives, and the styling is at best kind of 1990s. This one's a little cooler than most, but it's an extreme exception in this whole operation. I don't like these two. I'm accepting this Basis band. I wouldn't wear it. I think I'll eventually take it off after I test it. I'm just getting tired of wearing like a
Well, and the Basis
tiny
doesn't
little
really
goofy
stay on
watch.
this level. If I had to choose one of these, I would go with the Pebble because I think that it has the best display, and I think that it at least lets you customize
I would
a little
agree.
bit.
I mean, I was wearing this one for a little while. I ran into some battery problems on the iPhone, and they're trying to fix that. And they worked with me directly to try to solve the issues that they had, and we still haven't solved them yet. So I would say that, given my experience, I think this is probably your best bet right now, the Pebble. It's light, it's really, really light, it's nice, it's acceptably styled. This is sort of your runner-up if you want something that looks cool, and you're probably running an Android phone, it might work better. And the Basis is for like a quantified-self nerd. It's a whole different animal. If they could get this thing to do some of this stuff, that would be great, but I'm not going to hold my breath.
All right.
Regardless, not a huge fan right now. It could be better. I'm giving these as a product line, not these products specifically, a die.
But the
right now.
category is
The
a die.
category is a die.
There you have it.
There we have it. An enthusiastic review of these three watches. Thanks for watching.